Welcome to No Sevens Dice Club. College football predictions week 10, 2024. All right, well, it's the end of October, 1st of November, the first weekend of November. Last month of college football, and then of course you got the playoffs and bowls and everything else. So this is it. This is the last month. It goes by so quick, and every year is so different, and it's just crazy how fast it goes by. I mean, by in 4 weeks, college football is pretty much over. It's so sad, and then you got to wait, all the way till August again, pretty much. I mean, you got the bowls and everything else, which is kind of helps wean you off of college football. But man, at the beginning of January, where you have the college football championship and everything else, you just feel, for me, I feel so empty because football season's pretty much over. College football season is over. The NFL's over. I think I said that. I don't know if I said that backwards or not. Anyway, NFL and college football, both of the footballs are pretty much over. And then you go into this void period. So last week we went 3-2, squeaked by and won. So I went back and I looked at the win and loss total, and we won by one game to complete to have a winning month. So 2 months in a row we have won. So we keep up with it. So right now we're at 24-16. So we barely squeaked by, but we did get a winning month, so we can keep the streak alive. So 24-16. This is the time where I usually start to separate, and I usually start getting a lot more wins. So hopefully that starts to happen. Last year, I won, 18 games in a row before I had my first loss. Boy, that would be great if I can do that again. That's what set me up to have 43 wins for last year. So hopefully we can get on that roll right now. So let's go over to week 9 notes. Texas almost goes down to Vandy. I knew this was going to happen, and I should have taken the points when they were playing Vandy, but I just wasn't quite sure. I should have taken Vandy, plus 21 that they were giving them last week. And Texas won that game, I think, by 2 or 3 points. I mean, it was a very close game. And at one point in time, I thought Vandy was going to pull it out and beat Texas. And wouldn't have that been something, huh? You talk about how upside down this year has been. Vandy is just man, they are a surprise team. They are not a team to sleep on. And I'm a little nervous about playing Vandy it's the second to last week of November, where LSU has to play Vandy, and what normally is just like, yeah, you put in the towel, boys, and we'll just rest up because we got to play Oklahoma for the last week, and now it's, oh boy, we got a game. We got a game next week where we're playing Alabama, at Tiger Stadium, but now we got to play, Alabama, then Florida, then Vandy. Oh my, it becomes pretty much a gauntlet that you don't even realize. It's pretty significant. So Texas A&M is on upset alert. They beat LSU. LSU had no answer to that quarterback, to the mobile quarterback. Connor Wigman leaves the game in halftime, and they bring in, I forgot what's his name, but he just totally one-man army right there and just destroys LSU, and LSU had no answer and wins the game. Hats off to Texas A&M. I mean, it was a tough blow to LSU. So LSU has got to win the rest of their games. They can't lose another game to make it into the college football playoffs. So crazy. So Texas A&M is playing South Carolina this week, and I think they're playing them in South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So look for Texas to be a little bit on a high, beating LSU and being ranked number 1 in the SEC right now. So look for them to Look for a possible upset. I looked at that game. Uh, South Carolina is +3 in that game. Texas A&M is -3. So really, it's going to be a really close game. And as long as South Carolina can play 4 full quarters, they can actually win that game probably. All right, Mac Brown is leaving. The curse of Max Johnson continues. This is the third coach he's gotten fired or resigned since he's been in college football. If I was an NFL person, I wouldn't even let this person in the parking lot. This guy is a walking curse to football coaches. Unless there's a football coach that you don't like, then invite this guy in to your facility because he's fired. He's fired Ed Ogeron. He's fired Jimbo Fisher. And now Mac Brown is officially leaving, and he will no longer be a part of UNC, which is a shame because he pretty much put UNC on the map before. UNC wasn't a football team, it was a basketball university. So sad to see him leave. Hopefully he enjoys retirement. He's done a lot with Texas. He's done a lot with UNC. And Max Johnson, man, what a legacy you can have around your neck, saying that I was a curse and three uh, I got three national champion coaches fired. Let that settle in for a second. You single-handedly cursed a universities where you literally got three national winning champion coaches fired. That's crazy. All right, Ohio State at Penn State. This is the game of the week. It's going to be on Fox. Really close game. I don't know who to pick in this game. I'm kind of actually leaning towards Penn State to upsetting Ohio State if that's possible. I think Ohio State's actually playing at Penn State, so I think Ohio, I don't know. Either way, somebody's going to lose this game. I think Penn State's going to walk out with a victory. We as people, the viewers, get to enjoy a great game. So we win no matter who wins this game, and really looking forward to seeing this great game. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. on Fox. So just find your local Fox channel and enjoy a great game right off the bat, 11 a.m. It's going to be terrific. Okay, so let's go into this week. I spent a lot of time digressing a lot of things, so we're going to speed this up a little bit. All right, so week 10, 2024, we went over to week 9 notes. So Vandy at Auburn. We just went over Vandy a pretty good amount. Vandy is not a team you want to sleep on. Vandy is doing really well. Auburn with Hugh Freeze as a head coach is in serious rebuild mode. His job is not in jeopardy. He's still got a long ways to go before he can get that boat turned around. But he's getting things happening. It's just not happening fast enough. Vandy is they are really hot right now. And I expect Vandy probably to go in there and win this game. Auburn is -7.5. I'm really surprised that Vandy's not -7.5 going into this game. The way Vandy is playing, wouldn't this be something if Vandy can beat Auburn and conquer Alabama, the state of Alabama, beating Alabama, and if they can beat Auburn, they can claim that whole entire state. Wouldn't that be something if Vandy can do that? So I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm looking for Vandy to keep on cruising. Vandy to actually win this game outright. Really surprised that Vandy isn't -7.5. So I'm not going to cover too much because I want to speed this up. But I'm looking for Vandy to win this game, and I'm going to take Vandy +7.5. First time ever on my college football prediction since I've been doing this since 2019. I'm actually taking Vandy with the points and looking forward to the win also. Never took a Vandy team before. I don't think I have. I think I might have taken it one time in 2020 when it was Vandy plus 55 against Arkansas. That might have been the only time I did that. But anyway, Vandy plus 7.5. Let's lock it in. Okay, so there it is. That's history right there. That's how upside down the season is. Vandy plus 7.5. No sevens is taking Vandy. Okay, next up is Oregon at Michigan. Here's one of those first time ever, I'm so tired of first time evers. Oh my God! What is it, like I keep on saying? What's it going to be in the next 3 or 4 years? That they're in this conference now. Is it going to be third time ever? Fourth time ever? Michigan at Oregon, first time ever next year. Oh my God! Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. All right, Oregon is ranked number one. They're the team to beat. Michigan, since Jim Harbaugh left, has been going through just all sorts of problems. Sometimes it just seems like they can't get out their way. If you look at the Washington game that they played earlier this year, it was flat out embarrassing for Michigan. And you got a team coming in here. Dan Landing, the head coach for Oregon, is just playing really great football, very smart football, not taking anything for granted. He's got his players playing right. They're focused. They know what the job is. They know what they got to do. And it's going to take a very special team to beat Oregon right now. And I don't think Michigan is it. I like Oregon to win this game, and I like Oregon to win this game convincingly. I know they're going into the big house, but this reminds me of the game when Texas went into Michigan, and by halftime it wasn't even a game anymore. In fact, half the people left the stadium, and that's how I kind of view this game. I expect Oregon to put this game away by halftime, and just keep on rolling. I expect the score at the end. Oregon's going to be about 35, 40 points, and Michigan's probably going to be around 14. So that's where I'm going to lean towards Oregon, and I'm going to take minus 14.5. In fact, I'm going to buy down at half a point and go minus 14 because I don't like half points, so I will buy that down to just an even 14. So let's lock it in. Oregon minus 14. Okay, there it is. And that's a 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All my times are Central Standard, just like that one is 11:45 a.m. So, sorry the handwriting is not the best, but when you're writing on a whiteboard and you got a big old fat marker, you can see how big it is. It's like the size of my finger. So, it's huge. Ole Miss at Arkansas. This is another 11 a.m. game, just like the Ohio State and Penn State game. So multiple TVs are in order to watch all your favorite college football games. Listen to no sevens. You have to get multiple TVs. Ole Miss at Arkansas. This is going to be a close game. Lane Kiffin needs to win this game. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. Lane Kiffin needs to win this game. He cannot lose any more games. I'm not saying that his job is in jeopardy, but that seat is pretty warm right now. And they need to get back into the playoffs for recruiting, for everything else. And one thing I didn't mention about the other games, that this is going to be one of them where they have a chance to make it into the playoffs. And just like the Oregon game above that we covered, this is when the college football committee starts looking at games and starts looking at your resume and deciding who is the best 12. Before it was the best 4, now it's the best 12. So now they have a viable chance to really get into the playoffs if they really play well. So look for Ole Miss to come out here guns blazing. I expect Lane Kiffin to just light up the scoreboard on Arkansas. Arkansas is going through a lot right now. They're trying to figure out defense and offense, and it could happen at any moment. This game, they can find that defense and they can find that offense. But Ole Miss needs to win this game, and they need to win this game convincingly. They just need to go out and just win this game flat out. no hold no prisoners, to keep on pushing for that eye candy and to convince the committee that they deserve a spot in that 12 spot roster as a wild card. So look for Ole Miss to win this game, and I'll take Ole Miss -7. Buy down at half a point. We don't keep half points. So Ole Miss -7. And if you're playing on a sports book that doesn't let you to buy down half a points, go find another sports book that will, because those half points will kill you. And I've lost a good amount of money by half a point before, and it's maddening. You just want to rip your skin off that you lost it by half a point when you could have bought down at half a point. So let's take Ole Miss -7. All right, it's in there. Ole Miss -7, bought down at half a point. Okay, next up is the what I forgot what they call this battle, and this usually plays at the end of the year. Kentucky at Tennessee, but this is always a really good battle between the two teams, and I never realized how bad uh, the Kentucky Tennessee game is, or rival is, I should say, until I went to Kentucky uh, this past year, and I realized how much they do not like Tennessee. As far as the colleges go. When I was sitting there, I was talking to them up in Lexington. They are just, oh man, they do not like Tennessee. So this is going to be a very interesting game. Kentucky is playing really well. They beat Ole Miss uh, earlier on in this year. They have a great defense. Their offense is hit or miss. Um, Tennessee is finding their stride. They played really well against Alabama. They won that game, and uh, it's so hard to see. But I mean, when you look at this game and you know how just this is going to be such a hard fought game. This is going to be a close game. Kentucky's defense is going to be in it. Tennessee's offense is going to be in it. It's like two heavyweight trains just colliding together. I just think at -17.5, I think that's too many points. I like Kentucky plus 17.5 because I like Kentucky's defense to be better than their Tennessee's offense, because their offense has not been consistent. And another reason why is every time No Sevens puts money or makes a prediction that Tennessee is going to cover those points, is always lost this season. That's the reason why uh, some of those losses over there in that corner, on that 16 losses, 3 of those losses were because we went with Tennessee. So we are not doing that this time around. We're sticking to our guns. We're going to bet on Kentucky's defense to keep this game close, and we're going to take Kentucky, and we're going to take that half a point. So we're going to take Kentucky plus 17.5. Let's lock it in. There it is. It's locked in. Plus 17.5. That's what we want whenever we're on the plus side. We want as many points as we can get. So that's it, guys. So we're gonna go over the parlays. I'm telling you, it's like it's so skinny. I mean, before, we used to have a 9, 10, 12 team parlays. Man, what happened to those days, man? This is like, seriously, those sevens? Seriously? What is this? But anyway, the money line parlay is Tennessee to win the game. You can fade that game if you want to, but I think Tennessee is going to win that game. Oregon is definitely going to win, and Georgia is playing Florida, which is the great Georgia-Florida rival game, which is always great. I think they play it in Jacksonville every year. So really looking forward to seeing the Georgia-Florida game. Um, it was nice when Florida actually was ranked and had a great team, and you had Georgia ranked, and those two teams smashed into each other every year. That was always who decided pretty much who won the SEC East. Kind of like LSU and Alabama decided who won the West. Uh, Really looking forward to seeing that Georgia Florida game. I think it's going to be very interesting to see that. And guys, that's my pick. After this, 3 more weeks, and then college football season is over with, man. Hard to believe. So, hoping for a very strong week. Like to win all 4 games and start that 18-game win streak like I did last year. So let's get it kicked off. Let's do it. I know it won't be 18 games, but it'll be something close. If we can just keep on winning, the chips will go where they need to. That's the way I always look at it. So, guys, good luck on your betting. Get out and vote. Not telling you who to vote for. We don't do politics on here. But I'm just telling you to go out and vote and do your civic duties. And if and just make good choices. That's all I gotta say. Just go out, and if you don't feel like voting, don't vote. But I'm just saying, go out and vote. It's something that our military veterans have fought for our freedoms and stuff. And me being a military vet, and my family all being military vets, go out and vote. That's the least thing that we can do as an American citizen. So, other than that, I'm done with politics because that's as far as I'll ever go with politics. So, good luck this week, and No Sevens will catch you on the flip side.